Hey, what's up, everybody? So I don't know if you heard, but over the weekend, Azreal Clary dropped a video on her channel. Now, me personally, I didn't even know that she had a YouTube channel, but apparently she does. I'm actually going to subscribe to the channel just to hear what she says. But she's dropped a video, and this video is going to talk about, or it's kind of an introductory video, which is going to open up a series of videos which is going to talk about her experiences with R. Kelly. And I'll show the channel and I'll show the video in particular that I'm talking about shortly. But before I get into anything, I just want to come out and let everyone know that this video that I'm making is not going to be about bashing Azreal Clary. This video is going to essentially be about what the Azreal Clary video and the series, right? Because as you said, there's going to be a series. What all this means for R. Kelly and what it all means for the R. Kelly supporters. I think there are going to be implications for both R. Kelly and his supporters, more so R. Kelly and possibly for some of his supporters if they make the wrong move. I'm sorry. Now, again, I just want to reiterate that this video that I'm making right here, right now, is not about bashing Azreal Clary, right? And I advise everyone to get away from bashing and attacking witnesses, and I'll get into the reason why in a second here. But first, let's just take a look at Azreal's channel. So basically, here's a channel. It's called Scoop of Azreal. I'm just going to go ahead and subscribe right now because I'm interested to see what comes out of the video series, and I'm interested to see what she's going to say about R. Kelly. And she also mentioned that she's going to tell secrets. I personally think that's a bad idea. She said she's going to tell secrets about not only R. Kelly but other people. I think that's a bad idea, but that's for another video, right? So basically, when you look at the channel, there's not much there. So it looks like this thing was started 4 months ago. And there's only about maybe 20 videos, not even 20, probably like 15 videos on here so far. But basically the video that I'm referring to is called Intro to My Last 5 Years. Now, I'm going to click on this, but I'm not actually going to play it. And the reason I'm not going to play it is because I'm just going to let you guys go and watch the video for yourselves. And you can basically go directly to her channel and get the information directly, right? So here's the thing. Before we get into what it means for R. Kelly, let's talk about what it means for the R. Kelly supporters. Now, a lot of you may know that R. Kelly has been trying to get bail. And one of the reasons that the prosecutors are saying he should be denied bail, or at least one of the debating points, or whatever you want to call it, on why they're trying to keep R. Kelly from getting bail is because they're saying that the R. Kelly supporters are attacking witnesses that are involved in the trial. Now, I don't know if Azreal Clary is a witness in the trial. You guys let me know if you think she's a witness in the trial. Leave your questions and comments below. At the very least, I think she could be possibly called as a witness. Now, I think this video and this video series is probably going to be a trap for the R. Kelly supporters who are not thinking. It's going to be a trap for any R. Kelly supporters out there who are not cautious. And it's going to be a trap for anyone that's really stupid. And this is the reason I say this. If you go to her page or you go to her channel and you go to the comment section, you instantly start bashing her or possibly saying things that could be taken as bullying or kind of anything that crosses the lines of cyber crimes or threatening or anything like that, you're instantly going to be investigated. I guarantee you. I guarantee you absolutely 100%. In my opinion, they're going to come after you. And the reason I say this is because the prosecutors are on high alert for internet bullying because they need an example to take back into the courtroom and say, see, this is the reason that R. Kelly shouldn't be let out on bail, because he's going to encourage, these people. So, in my opinion, that's what it means for the R. Kelly supporters. Leave your questions and comments below and let me know if you disagree. But essentially, I think that if you go to her channel and you start bullying, threatening, and bashing, you really have to be careful, because you're going to set yourself up to possibly be arrested or possibly be investigated. And either is bad, right? Because if they start investigating you, they're going to start looking into your history and your activities. And yeah, maybe you haven't actually threatened her, but basically maybe you've done something in your life that wasn't the best possible choice from a legal perspective, and they'll come after you. They'll be looking for any reason whatsoever to basically nab anybody so they can parade them through the federal courts and basically say this person was bullying a federal witness, right? So again, if you think differently, I want to hear from you. Leave your questions, comments below. Now, in terms of what this means for R. Kelly, I think it's going to be pretty obvious what this means for R. Kelly. I think basically, so I've actually done another video series, and I believe it's called Azreal Needs to Be Stopped, or Stop Azreal, or something of that nature. You can go to my channel and you can check it out. And basically, that video series doesn't bash Azreal, but it's just simply pointing out that she is basically going to be a detriment to R. Kelly's case, right? Because she's coming out and she's saying just about any and everything, right? She's saying anything that she wants to say. She has freedom of speech, and she can essentially do this unless the R. Kelly team does something to kind of dissuade her or stop her. Now, I think one piece of advice I said was basically to come out and pay Azrael to stop talking. Now, that actually is going to be a bad idea if Azriel is a witness. And it may just be a bad idea overall, but my logic, my thinking behind that was that she's coming out and she's saying all these things because she's mad at R. Kelly for whatever reason, and she basically wants to get revenge. Another reason I thought she was coming out and she was speaking publicly is because she saw it as a source of revenue. I don't know if that's true or not. That was just one of the things that came to mind. You can get paid by talking about R. Kelly, so why not go and do these interviews and get paid for doing it? So I thought most of the content that she would produce would basically come through some type of media outlet, or at the very least Patreon. Now, it's interesting to see that she's doing this video and a video series on her relationship or her experience with R. Kelly. And it's interesting to see that she's doing it on YouTube, which is essentially for free. Now, one could speculate that maybe someone is directing her to do this because basically it's to the federal prosecutor's advantage for her to come out to basically put this story out there on YouTube, and no one has to pay for it. Therefore, everybody can get this for free and they can get it immediately. And what this obviously does, like anything that she says is negative, is going to hurt the R. Kelly trial. Honestly, from watching this video, I don't think there's anything positive she has to say about R. Kelly. At least that's my opinion from watching the first video. Basically, she implied some very negative things. She said things like she's recovering, she's going to therapy. To me, those are trigger words, right? Trigger words to basically give the prosecutor justification with saying, well, hey, he sent this girl to therapy, or hey, it's taken this young lady X amount of years to recover, right? So she also used other trigger words, in my opinion, like abuse, taken advantage of. Let me know. Leave your questions and comments below, and let me know if you think this video is going to be detrimental to R. Kelly. Now, me personally, again, and I'm not attacking or bashing Azriel. I'm older, so there's certain things an older person is not going to do. that's okay for a millennial to do. I think she's a millennial, but there's basically certain things for a younger person to do in this day and age. A young person has no problem with coming out on the internet and telling their story to the world. Me personally, if I've had some tough, embarrassing things happen to me, that's my business. I don't want everybody to know my personal business, especially if it's negative, if it's embarrassing. That's my business. I would never tell anyone my personal business, especially if I'm hurt, so on and so forth, right? But she's obviously free to do that. This is a free world, free country. So she can come out and do that. And it's really not about her from this perspective. This is just what younger people do. They come out and they share everything. Me personally, I don't share everything. I think this is more of an older person's perspective. Leave your questions and comments and below and let me know if you think older people are more willing to share all of their business out to the world like that. So again, just getting back on point, basically this video and the series is going to be very damaging to R. Kelly, and this video and video series is going to not only give the prosecutors more ammunition if they don't already have it, right? Not only is it going to give them more ammunition, but again, it's going to do a lot of damage in terms of seeding the minds of people who have maybe remained impartial. And even if they haven't remained impartial, if there's an individual out there who basically have basically decided in R. Kelly's favor, this is yet another opportunity for them to flip and basically say, you know what? I thought all this stuff against him was nonsense, but after listening to this young lady, I really believe that's, there's something wrong here. Now, of course, this video may not mean anything to anybody, but I think it actually poses a risk that it'll flip some people. And then for those people who are already against R. Kelly, then this is yet more ammunition for them to basically be against R. Kelly. Now, of course, this video is not going to change the mind of R. Kelly die-hard supporters, but believe it or not, there's probably still some people out there who are on the fence, and this video offers yet another opportunity to basically sway them. But most importantly, I think this video, and if it continues in this negative fashion, if the series continues in this negative fashion, it's really going to be yet another thing out there that's going to keep the R. Kelly negativity fresh in the minds of the public. Now, me personally, besides R. Kelly trying to get out on bail, I haven't really heard, and even that really wasn't negative, but besides that one story, I really haven't heard any negative stories or any negative new information out there about R. Kelly. So this video keeps it fresh. It keeps the negativity fresh. It keeps the hate fresh. So it's in a sense adding more fuel to the fire in the sense that it's going to keep R. Kelly's accusers refreshed. It's going to keep the R. Kelly haters fresh, and it's going to keep the R. Kelly debate in the media, right? Because I think what is happening is that R. Kelly's trial, because of the coronavirus, is getting pushed further and further back. So, there's a chance for the fire to die down, and there's a chance for people to kind of forget about this drama, but not so, because videos like this keeps it fresh. So that's it. Leave your questions, comments below. Let me know what you think. Do you think I was off on all of my theories? Do you think that maybe I was right about some of the things I said? I want to hear from you. And also look out for a different video about Azreal Clary. And I'm not sure what I'm going to name it, but it's essentially going to be about some of the things that she needs to be careful about saying, and I'll get into that in the next video. Otherwise, again, like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.